It's that time of the year for spooky things like this, and this, and this, and this.
One, two, three, fuck it.
It's that time of the year for spooky stories and pumpkin spice everything. Pumpkin spice coffee, pumpkin spice Oreos, pumpkin spice pumpkins, pumpkin spice condoms? Maybe I'll just stick to the spooky stories, and oh boy, we got a lot of them. From Hocus Pocus all the way to Nightmare Before Christmas. Or is that a Christmas movie? We got Casper, we got Charlie Brown, we got Scooby-Doo, we got Halloween Town 1, we got Halloween Town 2, we got Halloween Town High, but not Return to Halloween Town. Because what is this? Who is this actress? Who is that? That's not Mary Piper. Who is this? By the way, when did this come out? Okay, let's just look this up. Oh God, that was 10 years ago. What happened? Oh God, I'm old now. Ooh, it's free on Hulu. There are 3 classic amazing shows to watch around this time of the year, and that's Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and Tales from the Crypt. We're just gonna cover Goosebumps this year, because that's the one I'm most familiar with. Goosebumps is your classic Canadian-made spooky show from the 90s based on R.L. Stine's classic book series. A lot of the episodes are pretty good interpretations of the book, but some are really bad, and I mean really bad. Let's cover a bad one! This episode is actually a 2-parter called Perfect School. Perfect school, you say? Well, what school is it? Harvard? Duke? Yale? I don't know anymore off the top of my head. Let's play this thing and begin the cringe. The show starts as it always does with that amazing intro. Why you got a little G in your case? Ah!
Viewer beware, you're in for a scare. Goosebumps.
Our story begins with shots of a scared boy named Riley. He's home alone, and the cameraman is coming.
Riley O'Connor. Riley. You're next.
Whoa, this is like actually scary.
If it wasn't their first time home alone, it wouldn't be a problem. It'll just make me feel better if we don't stay out too late.
Too late? Honey, they've only been alone for an hour and a half. I mean, what could go wrong in an hour and a half?
Apparently a lot can go wrong in an hour and a half. That little boy's gonna die tonight. That little boy's gonna die!
You're next.
So the parents enter, and it turns out the robber-looking dude was his older brother Brian. Then the scene just awkwardly cuts to the next day. Parents get fed up with all of Brian's social experiments towards his little brother and send him off to this place called the Perfect School. Brian gets on the bus. Naturally, Brian sits next to this cool boy with the nice shades. And not that nerd! The cool boy's name is CJ, and the nerd is Joe. They get to the school and line up outside the bus. Hey, get a load of this guy's life preserver. Dork thinks he's gonna drown.
You 3. Stand where you are.
What? Why them? That doesn't make any sense. They weren't doing anything different from the 5 other kids.
This guy looks like a load of laughs. Look at that kid.
As promised, your perfect boy.
I am a perfect boy.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father.
He looks perfect.
All the kids are now lined up to put all their personal items away.
I said relinquish all personal items.
Hey man, don't you need that?
Hey, you missed a spot.
What is going on here?
This kid is now in trouble, and now his program will be accelerated.
But he started it.
I'm finishing it. Take him away.
This guy over here is the headmaster, and he pretty much tells the kids that they have no more free will, and they can only act as told in the perfect school. Now it's the next day, and we're with our heroes eating lunch. Joe wants CJ's bread, and the officials don't like that, so they point at him a little bit until he puts the bread down. Meanwhile, Brian uses his expert deduction skills and questions why the kid who was taken away earlier isn't eating. Now we're in the classroom where there is no slouching and no talking. They hand out their workbooks with questions like,
What's your favorite food? What do you call your parents? What's your first memory? What kind of test is this?
oh, you don't like tests? I thought you would like tests. You see, I can say a joke cause no? Alright. We see the teacher liking Joe.
That's good. Thanks.
And then we cut to Brian and Joe cleaning. The kid from earlier shows up, and he's very proper now.
Hey.
I just want to apologize for the misunderstanding yesterday. Please forgive me. I was quite rude.
Yeah, well, forget about it.
They accelerated my program. I'm going home today.
Good for you.
Well, it was nice meeting the both of you. Good luck.
What happened to him?
Brian doesn't want any of this to happen to him.
Where are you going? Home.
Now Brian's outside and he's triggering the alarm with his belt. Everyone working at this place is now searching for the kid who set the alarm off.
I want a full lockdown of the facility and a door-to-door head count. Anyone caught outside the room will be severely punished.
Whoever it is may already be gone, sir.
No one's escaped from the perfect school. And no one ever will.
Oh, will they?
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
They start to go through each room, and time is running out for Brian O'Connor. Wait, Brian O'Connor? Like this movie? You mean this movie?
Hey, thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
They build up anticipation as they struggle to open the door, and Brian struggles to climb into his window.
I might have known.
Known what, sir? Sorry I took so long. I thought it would be rude for me to answer the door in my pajamas.
Accounted for.
We're now at the next day, and Joe is pretty much telling Brian how terrible his plan was.
I'd like to see you try it. There's an electric fence all around this place. Guards, searchlights. This isn't a school, it's a prison.
CJ enters, and he makes Brian think that Joe will snitch on him.
Besides, maybe somebody already beat me to it.
So the washrooms are clean.
Yeah, okay.
Joe?
I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. A bigger room this morning, and he had a bigger... But he did get moved to a bigger room this morning, and he had a bigger serving at breakfast, too. Maybe a little stunt last night paid off for him.
Paranoid, Brian goes over to Joe's room later that night to confront him.
You scared the heck out of me.
Wow, now that's a very scared face. I've never seen a face that afraid.
I scared you.
What are you doing here? I couldn't sleep. I thought maybe we could hang out.
Joe was like, nah, I don't swing that way. I ain't gay. Beat it.
Good night.
Brian explores the school and hears some weird noises throughout the halls. He eventually ends up in the headmaster's office. In here, he calls his mom, and during this, he finds tissue samples on the headmaster's desk. Weird.
What's wrong?
There's a lot of really freaky stuff going on here. I want to come home. You have to come and get me.
Brian, is this another prank? You're only making it harder on yourself.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
There are these voices.
Hello, Mrs. O'Connor. This is the headmaster. I just want to reassure you that we're doing everything possible to change Brian. He's a bit of a tough case, but we guarantee he'll be just perfect when you come to pick him up. Thank you, Mrs. O'Connor. Bye-bye.
He tells him that his program will be accelerated, and he takes him back to his room. We're now in his room where he is sleeping, and a white figure walks in. Well, that's the end of part 1. Will Brian ever make it out of the school? Will Joe continue being teacher's pet? Will this guy ever stop pointing? Make sure to subscribe and find out what happens next on part 2 of this Goosebumps Halloween special.